Hey, welcome. It's Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com again, like always. Here to do a podcast for a wine we wrote up on the CheapWineFinder.com website. 3 a week we do, and 3 times a week we do a companion podcast. And we got one of the more expensive Trader Joe's wines. This is the Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve Rutherford AVA Napa Valley Meritage 2022. Meritage means Bordeaux blend. There's a organization in California that promotes and studies the Bordeaux grapes and the blends in California. And you have to pay a fee to put the name on there, which is, I always find it funny because sometimes you get these Trader Joe's reserve wines that are $8.99 that someone paid so much a bottle to put the Meritage Reserve name on there. But that's what this is. It's a Bordeaux wine. It's mostly Cabernet Sauvignon, I think like 68%. I thought it was like 15% Merlot, 10%, I'm going off memory, so I could be wrong, Petit Verdot, and then like 4% Malbec and 3% Cabernet Franc. And those are the 5 grapes of Bordeaux, red grapes. The Malbec you do not see very often. The Malbec, that grape was decimated during the phylloxera days of 1800s in Bordeaux, and a lot of those vines did not get replanted after they were decimated. So and they end up getting shipped to Argentina, and that's where you get good Malbec nowadays. So there you go. So one bad thing turned into something good. So there we go. So we have this $20 Rutherford AVA. Rutherford is in Napa Valley. It's in the widest part of Napa Valley, so it gets a lot of sunlight. It doesn't have the steep walls blocking the sun. The benchland on the west side is the best stuff, and that's where a lot of these really fancy wineries and vineyards are. But the whole area is pretty pristine. It's pretty good. Where these grapes came from, I don't know. It was made by the company that's owned by a Master Sommelier who mostly makes wines in Paso Robles area of Central Coast. So this isn't one of their strongholds, but they obviously know how to make wine. And they actually made it. A lot of times it's dummy companies. This is produced and bottled by. It's ACE 1542, which is part of Myria Vineyards. If you want the links are on the website of CheapWineFinder.com. So Rutherford is legitimate. It has 90-degree weather during the days in the summer it can, but then it can go down to 50 at night. And that temperature differentiation is wonderful for the grapes because the sunlight gets all their, the photosynthesis going nuts, and then the cool hits and they go to sleep. And then, so it actually kind of allows it in warmer temperatures to have a longer growing season. It also makes it kind of riper. This is 15.3, I think, on the alcohol. Like 10, 12 years ago when Shiraz from Australia were all the rage, they were typically 15 and 16% alcohol because it's kind of cold on the south side of Australia. And they are thought to be mad dog wines, but like 12 years later, it's starting to be kind of normal in California. Let me take a sip. It's fruit forward, slightly jammy, but it's not a sweet wine. With all those 5 grapes going on, you got a bunch of different flavors. You're going to have blackberry, blueberry, you're going to get pomegranate, you're going to get plums, you're going to get some savory notes, you're going to get some cool spices. It was 20 months in French oak barrels, 30% new. That's a kind of a lot of new barrels. New barrels give off more influence than a used barrel. Depending on how, some barrels can be used 2-3 times, I think by 5 times they're considered neutral. But 30% new barrels for 20 months is a legit high-end California Napa red wine barrel program, which you don't get in 1999 wines. You know, I've always wondered, it's like, can I get a wine from at a retail store for close to this from Napa? You never know, because they don't know anything about this. They don't tell you anything. You don't know what side it's from, who made it. The people who made it aren't really Napa vintners. So you don't really know what you're getting, though. The place is run by a Master Sommelier who does know how to taste wine. So the blending's the key, since he knows what he's doing. So, I always wonder, you get towards $20, but then again, there was a Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa just, I think last week we did another black labeled Diamond Reserve. And that was a single vineyard in Napa, which they couldn't tell you where it was from. It was so exclusive. So these wines seem to be coming from places that are a little bit ahead of what the price is. And there's problems in California and wine right now, so these things happen. So keep an eye out for these bargains, because this is a bargain. It's worth $20, even if it's not a $30 wine. It's still worth $20 wine, and it might be a $30 wine. So there you go. This is the Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve Rutherford Meritage 2022. Keep it cheap. This is Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. Check us out and like us where you like your podcast, and adios. Keep it cheap. I'll be talking to everybody later. Adios. Bye-bye.